This week starts with us leaving beautiful Dole through the dappled light of the tree-lined canal. We hung back a bit to let the boat we shared the lock with get ahead, so we didn't get fumed out and got to enjoy the lovely scenery. So we've just turned the motor off. We're having a bit of a glide on the river, just because we think might have a little bit of weed around the prop. So Tony is down the back, and he is going to open the weed hatch and see about the weed. At the end of the day, after 12 locks, we ended up greenbanking next to the weir. Greenbanking is where you tie up on the side of the canal in the wilderness, not in a marina. Had a lovely evening last night, stopped at the weir and had a swim, which was really cool, fun adventure. And today we're off to Besisson. So we are at the next lock of the day, and it's a double lock, which is very big, and it's having a few problems. So you can see it's overflowing at this end, which is quite amazing. And then we've got the two locks having a few issues. We've been here for about 20 minutes, just wondering what's going on. Ladies, the ecluses trying to get it sorted. Just doing our lock into Besisson, and straight after this you can go through the tunnel or you keep going ahead. So we're going to keep going ahead and do the loop around the city and go into the port. We had a wonderful day yesterday. We went up to the Citadel up on the hill, which was quite a steep climb. We all did really well. Went early in the morning to get up there before it got too hot, and so much history. It was really, really cool. They have a zoo up there, which I wasn't too sure about, but actually it wasn't too bad, and the animals looked really healthy, and it was really cool. We're all a bit tired today, so I'm just off to get the morning croissants, and not too sure what today will bring. So we just got some nice food for Hazel, which was a great little bonus. This is our second lock of the day. That's quite deep. In fact, no, third lock of the day. So Tony's up there somewhere. And Paige is on the rope, but the rope wasn't quite long enough. She only just had a handful, so Tony's holding it front there. And Henry's trying to keep out of the heat. So this one has water coming up from underneath at the beginning, where some of them don't. And then on the wall where that water is squirting out, those shutters will open up once it gets to a certain point, and that's where the rest of the water will come from. Now the water's got past those shutters and they're just starting to open. So you're getting big. There we go. Hang on. So if there's two boats in the lock and you're the first boat, you get washed around a little bit. So here we go, the back gates are just starting to overflow, so we're opening up now. Tone's gone up to catch our ropes in the next lock.
So we've got another one?
Yeah, it's a double long. So Tona's pulled the lever to set the locks. So the bollards are actually really far apart. There's one there, and then the next one's way down there. So we've had to go on the same bollard, which is a little bit tricky to get the ropes because you've got no deck area to be able to throw it up. So last night we stopped at Doubs and parked at the new port, which was quite lovely. So we're off to explore this morning. buildings up here. There's like a big old building in here, behind here, which looks pretty derelict. Beautiful morning. Here we are at Lock 42, and so you can see the weir is here, so we're just deviating on the river so that we don't have to go over the rapids. They've got these massive big cliffs over there. It's just where we've just been. Beautiful. Bit of traffic today. Hone and I are just going off to a bricant. It's about 13 minutes bike ride, it says. So we'll see what it's like. Well, we made it up the hill. As you can hear, I'm quite puffing, but we think it's closed, and it looks like a really good one. Well, that was really good. We got a couple of good little treasures, and he was very accommodating. We rang him in the end because it was closed, and he just lives next door, in the house next door, so it was really good. So we're about to cycle back down the hill, which will be much nicer than cycling up. Whee! So we've been tied up to against another boat, or another boat's tied up to us. Goodness knows if somebody came through the lock. Be interesting. Anyway, so manoeuvres. Very nice guy.
Nice to meet you
from New Zealand.
Nice to meet you.
See ya. That's a little bit bigger than our boat. He's got bow thrusters and all. They're very nice people.
We moved on as they wanted to stay the night on the pontoon. We ended up green banking on a lovely spot just after Lock 30.
Off on an evening walk, and we've come across the weir. Someone's got a little fire here. Oh, look at that. Beautiful.
Boat went past way too fast, creating a big suction in the shallow canals, which pulled out our back stake and into the canal. Tony had to go fishing for it, so please slow down when passing partner boats.
After our wee incident this morning, we're up and off to the little village of Doubs, I think, Sur les Doubs it is. So we've just stopped at Sur les Doubs. I'm going to go for a little walk. So we just found out these ruins, and we thought they were Roman, but they're not. They're of an old factory that was here, and comes down. They use the water to run the turbines for the machine, but it burnt down, I think, in what was it,
1753.
Oh no, that's the dam froze. This dam froze in 1753 and broke, and they rebuilt it in 1890 something. Yeah. We're just discussing it'd be lovely to have a swim. Just coming up to a little bridge. The Ecclesia is lifting it up for us.
Grab middle.
These are weed machines to get out the weed just before the locks, which I think are pretty amazing. We haven't seen one working, but they're cool. So that's it for this week. Next week we plan to get to Montbeliard and then on to Mulhouse, and then we'll hopefully get to Paris with the kids just before they fly out. Bye, see you next week.